A lot of my money comes from my top spenders. He's one of my top biggest spenders. He is the biggest spender.
The CEO of a billion-dollar business is in damage control after his affair with a colleague was exposed.
We're going to continue to expand globally.
Andy Byron, CEO of a billion-dollar AI company, and Kristen Cabot, his head of human resources, were seen shrinking in panic at the concert. He's married with teenage children. Kristen Cabot has been divorced for 3 years. She was hired just 8 months ago. And now that 15 seconds of video is having a devastating impact on both of their lives.
It was supposed to be just another Coldplay concert until one moment on the Kiss Cam turned a billionaire tech CEO into the internet's newest scandal. In less than 72 hours, Andy Byron's perfect image collapsed, exposed for a $250,000 OnlyFans habit.
You've spoken to him, like, do you do like a video chat with him? Have you actually, wow. And you know, to me, if somebody's doing that, they are obsessed with you. I mean, it's an addiction.
A humiliating public moment with someone who wasn't his wife, and a corporate downfall that shook Silicon Valley. But what no one expected was the explosive response from the model at the center of it all, and the silent revenge being planned by Byron's own wife that could cost him far more than his career. And trust me, this scandal is still getting worse. The whispers started as unverified gossip, some wild claim about Andy Byron's digital life that couldn't possibly be true. But within days, it wasn't rumor anymore. Receipts were surfacing, screenshots, transaction logs, and the numbers were staggering. Andy Byron hadn't just flirted with trouble, he'd bankrolled it. Sources inside the creator community confirmed what would soon dominate every headline. Byron had spent over $250,000 on OnlyFans, not over a lifetime, not as a casual hobby. This was concentrated, calculated spending on private calls, custom videos, explicit messages, and VIP subscriptions, the kind of transactions that made even veteran creators raise an eyebrow. At the top of that list was a 23-year-old model known online as Sophie Rain, real name according to insiders, Isabella Blair. And for Sophie alone, Byron had reportedly shelled out a jaw-dropping $40,000 for a single private video call. When confronted, Sophie didn't deny it. Instead, she delivered one cutting line that would be screenshotted a million times over. "I'm a big Coldplay fan. I'm glad this is happening. Traders are the worst kind of people on the planet." It wasn't just Sophie. Another name kept popping up, Camila Arau, a 29-year-old Brazilian model and founder of the Bop House, an infamous OnlyFans collective in Fort Lauderdale. Camilla went on record in an interview, confirming that she had personally seen the receipts. "It's not just Sophie," she said. "He had a whole squad, $250,000, multiple creators, high-dollar custom requests, the kind of spending that doesn't just disappear quietly, because in the creator world, money that big leaves a trail. And for Andy Byron, that trail was about to lead somewhere he couldn't buy his way out of. In the world of OnlyFans, there's an unspoken rule: money buys privacy. High-paying subscribers expect their identities to stay locked behind usernames, and creators know that breaking that trust can ruin business. But Byron's spending wasn't your average tip jar activity. It was the kind of money that lit up internal chats like a jackpot notification. Behind the scenes, VIP donor lists circulate quietly among top creators. It's not an official system, more of a whisper network where names, or at least usernames, get flagged for unusually large spending habits. And Andy Byron's username had been flagged more than once. At first, it was just curiosity. Who's dropping 5 figures in a month? Creators would ask in private Discord groups. Some thought he was just another lonely millionaire looking for attention. But then, the Kiss Cam clip from the Coldplay concert went viral, and suddenly, that face was familiar. Very familiar. The group chats lit up like wildfire. Creators started combing through old messages, rechecking receipts, connecting usernames to real names. Screenshots of payment logs surfaced. Private messages requesting custom videos suddenly had a face attached, and once that connection was made, there was no going back. One anonymous creator summed it up perfectly. "It's one thing when a guy spends big money, it's another when you realize he's the CEO of a billion-dollar company, gets caught on Kiss Cam with someone who isn't his wife, and you've got receipts that prove exactly where his money's been going." From that moment on, Byron's private fantasy life wasn't private anymore. It had become a digital crime scene, and every creator who had ever interacted with him now held a piece of the evidence. Once the dots were connected, the story should have ended there. A messy scandal, some public embarrassment, and Byron disappearing quietly into obscurity. But instead of laying low, he made the one move guaranteed to make things worse. He tried to shut it all down. Multiple creators began receiving unusual messages, not through OnlyFans, but via private emails that, according to them, traced back to accounts linked to Byron's company. The tone was polite on the surface but carried an unmistakable weight. Delete the content, sign the NDA, and accept a generous payment for your silence. For some, it came with vague legal threats, subtle reminders about defamation laws and the consequences of speaking out. Others were offered straight-up hush money in exchange for scrubbing messages, payment logs, and custom videos from existence. But in the creator world, intimidation can backfire spectacularly. Camila Arau, the Brazilian model who had already confirmed Byron's spending, didn't just refuse. She went louder. She accused him publicly of trying to erase his mistakes and framed it as proof of how powerful men think they can buy their way out of consequences. Sophie Rain joined in, posting cryptic TikToks with captions that all but confirmed the identity of her high-rolling client. Her videos racked up millions of views in hours, each one dripping with just enough innuendo to keep the speculation and the outrage alive. Byron had turned a scandal into a movement. Every attempt to bury the receipts only encouraged more creators to speak out, more screenshots to leak, and more people to dig into his digital trail. And while he was busy fighting to keep the truth contained, someone much closer to him was quietly preparing a strike that could cost him far more than public humiliation. While the internet dissected every awkward glance and OnlyFans receipt, one person stayed completely silent: Megan Byron. No interviews, no cryptic social media posts, not even a public appearance. To the outside world, she was the betrayed wife hiding from the chaos. But behind the scenes, Megan was quietly preparing a move that could dismantle what was left of Andy's world. According to insiders close to the couple, Megan had already hired one of the most feared divorce attorneys in Silicon Valley, a legal shark known for extracting massive settlements from high-net-worth spouses. The reported target: at least $35 million in property division, plus additional damages tied to the public nature of the scandal. But it didn't stop there. Sources say Megan's legal team was exploring something almost unheard of: a potential lawsuit not just against Andy, but against Astronomer itself. The argument? That the company's board failed to act on warning signs, enabling Andy's misconduct and causing her emotional distress on a global scale. If successful, it could become a landmark case, the first time a CEO's spouse held a corporation financially accountable for a personal scandal. Public sympathy for Megan was skyrocketing. Forums and comment sections painted her as a modern-day queen plotting the ultimate revenge. Memes turned her into an icon of patience and power, with captions like, "Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy." Every day she stayed quiet, the speculation grew, and if Megan pulled the trigger on her plan, it wouldn't just be a divorce, it would be a public and legal reckoning that could leave Andy not just humiliated, but financially gutted. But as Megan's lawyers worked in the shadows, another storm was forming, one that threatened not just Andy's personal fortune, but the very survival of the company he once led. While Megan was quietly plotting her legal offensive, Astronomer's boardroom had turned into a war zone. The kiss cam clip was embarrassing. The OnlyFans revelations were catastrophic, but for investors, the real nightmare was what all of this meant for their money. Within days, Astronomer's stock took a sharp hit, dropping nearly 7% in just a few trading sessions. Big hedge fund partners and venture backers began flooding the board with demands for answers. They wanted to know when the leadership first became aware of Byron's behavior, whether company resources were involved, and why no action was taken sooner. Rumors began swirling that some investors were preparing legal action against not just Andy, but the entire board of directors. The potential charges? Negligence, malpractice, and failure to maintain internal controls. Legal experts warned that even if Byron had used his own money for OnlyFans, the company could still be on the hook for allowing its CEO to operate unchecked while breaking internal ethics policies. The timing couldn't have been worse. Astronomer had been on the cusp of launching a highly anticipated IPO, one that industry analysts believed could value the company at $2 billion. That dream evaporated overnight. TechBiz Daily ran the brutal headline: Astronomer's IPO killed by CEO's OnlyFans addiction. Behind closed doors, board members weren't just panicking, they were fighting for survival. Emergency meetings were called to try to salvage investor confidence, but the damage was already done. In the age of meme culture and viral scandals, no amount of PR spin could erase the image of their CEO on a kiss cam followed by a $250,000 digital paper trail. And as the financial world turned its back, the online world was just getting started, turning Andy Byron's collapse into one of the most viral internet takedowns of the year. If the boardroom was brutal, the internet was merciless. What started as a 15-second kiss cam clip had evolved into a global meme machine, and Andy Byron was its unwilling poster child. TikTok trends exploded overnight. The shy or cheating challenge had couples reenacting the awkward Coldplay moment, complete with nervous glances and badly timed laughs. Another trend, the Fix You parody, layered Coldplay's emotional ballad over slow zoom shots of Byron's face from the big screen, timed perfectly to the moment his public image imploded. Financial satire channels pounced on the $250,000 spending spree, breaking down his OnlyFans purchases like stock market reports. One viral video titled, "Andy Byron's Portfolio 100% in Bad Decisions," racked up millions of views in days. Even the creators at the center of the scandal cashed in. Sophie Rain doubled her subscriber count within 48 hours, posting cheeky breakdowns of VIP donor culture that earned her tens of thousands in a single weekend. Camila Arau launched a YouTube series called Receipts and Red Flags, exposing how wealthy men manipulate creators, a series that shot straight to trending. Mainstream media couldn't resist either. Late-night talk show hosts roasted Byron nightly, and business podcasts used him as a cautionary tale about power, ego, and the illusion of privacy in the digital age. But the most devastating blow came from the court of public opinion. In the meme economy, Byron wasn't a man anymore. He was a symbol, a cautionary meme template for corporate recklessness. The internet had turned his private choices into public entertainment, pixel by pixel, until there was nothing left of his polished CEO persona. And while the online world laughed, the person who had said nothing, Megan Byron, was now in the strongest position of anyone in this entire story. In the span of a few days, Andy Byron went from polished tech leader to the face of one of the most humiliating public downfalls in recent memory. A kiss cam, a Coldplay joke, a $250,000 digital paper trail, each piece stacking into a scandal that destroyed his career, shattered his marriage, and burned astronomers' billion-dollar IPO dream to ashes. But while Byron was fighting to salvage scraps of his reputation, the real winners emerged. OnlyFans creators turned his downfall into a surge of subscribers and sponsorship deals. Meme culture feasted on every awkward frame and every leaked receipt, ensuring his name would live on as a digital punchline. And then there's Megan Byron, the silent strategist in the shadows holding all the cards. With public support behind her, a top-tier legal team at her side, and the leverage of a $35 million divorce, possibly more, she stands ready to end this saga on her terms. Andy Byron's story is more than a scandal. It's a warning that in an age where every moment can be recorded, every receipt can be leaked, and every private vice can become public property, no amount of power or money can protect you from the court of public opinion.